Alright you guys, so today's video is part 2 of this little like mom Q&A that Joe and I did. It's literally just a continuation of where we left off with the other video. So if you guys haven't watched that one, I'm gonna leave the link down in the description box in case you guys want to watch it and just kind of get up to speed. We were sitting on the couch that night like answering questions from like 8 o'clock to like 10:30. So this is like the end part. So by this point we were a little bit delirious and we were a lot of wine and whiskey into it. But I hope that you guys enjoyed just listening to us chit chat a little bit more. You guys seem to really like part 1 and I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support in that video. I'm glad that you guys like Joe. I will clean my avocado knife from now on, but it was just fun to sit down with him. So we're just gonna hop right into it. I think the first question that we start addressing is like about being the default parent and like how I seem to be the default parent and all of that. But I'll let you guys listen to it, and if you guys have any other questions that we didn't answer in this Q&A, leave them down below in the comment section, because I don't know, like it seems like you guys enjoyed this, so I may make this more of a regular thing, a little couples counseling session, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, thanks for being here. I love you guys, and let's just hop into the video. You gonna answer that question?
What?
The one about the default parent.
How does Joe feel about you being the default parent? It's just the way it is. I mean, it's not like gender roles or anything. It's just, I just try to do the best I can as a father, as a help in any way I can.
I will say that today he let me go to Target. I was very grateful for that. It was the first time that I had been to the store since all of this craziness happened. So I told him that I wanted to go to the dollar spot in Target and that I would be quick. And he was so sweet. Like as soon as I got to the car, he's like, take your time. If you want to go to the bar, go to the bar. If you want to like go get a massage, get a massage. He's like, take your time, you don't have to hurry back. So
I always get the impression that she thinks that, you know, by me leaving me with the kids, it's like I'm a babysitter. But it's not that. This is just how it is. If I have to sit here and take care of the kids for a week or weeks or whatever, it's just part of it.
Yeah, like I don't think you're incapable of taking care of the kid.
The biggest difference is that I can't breastfeed a kid.
Yeah, you don't have boobs. So. You can't nurse Jackson. But he would survive and the kids would survive.
Like when Jackson gets to be how Riley is, that it's no brainer.
He does really well with the kids. It's just that naturally when him and I are both around them, when the kids
Jackson
are crying,
to you.
I'm the first one to pick him up. I'm the first one to grab him and say, okay, it's dinner time. Like I am the schedule keeper of the house. I'm the one that says this is his schedule. He woke up at this time. I have to put him back down for his next step at this time. You have to always ask me about the schedule.
I do.
Like that is one thing that I am the schedule keeper. And like if he's taking too long with dinner, like if we're having a super late dinner, I'm the one that has to say, okay, now Riley needs to take a quick bath. And that's just my role. And that's something that I've just embraced that I have to do to make sure that this house runs smoothly.
Has there ever been a moment when you contemplated divorce? No.
No. Are you skipping any good ones?
I don't know. Some of these I don't get this. Like what is this? My SO is so
My
weird.
significant other.
Significant other is so weird about sharing pics of our hello.
Little one.
Little one. I'm learning now.
So like that question was, how does Joe feel about sharing our lives on the internet? And this person, and we answered that. And this person saying that, you know, her spouse doesn't like even sharing photos of their baby online.
Feels weird about it.
Feels weird about it. That's okay. Yeah. That's a valid concern. In these days, it is a valid concern to be, you know, concerned about whether or not you show your kids and all of that. And I respect people who say, you know what, I don't want my kids on the internet, I don't want pictures shown. And I even have friends who will like send me pictures of their kids and they tell me I don't want pictures of my kids anywhere. I have full respect for that. What I do is very different than what a lot of people do, and that's okay. I think the important thing is just that both of you together, like the parents of the children, need to agree on that. So I think we've had enough conversations where we both talk about certain things that we are willing to share, certain things that we won't share. Like I've been very cautious to like not show, you know, like Riley running around the house in her diaper. Babies. Yeah, like we don't show that. Like there's certain things that we won't show, but
there's evil in this world.
Because there's evil in the world. There are sick people out there in the world. So I very much decide what I'm gonna share and what I'm not. So you don't see every aspect of our life, but I think I do enough sharing, you know, to the point where I feel comfortable.
Is Joe back to work in person? No.
Nope.
2 days I've been in the office.
We moved here. We moved here to Virginia, and he has been to his office 2 times.
Twice.
It's been great.
Does Joe like being on this is the same person. Does Joe like being on camera, or how does he feel about your YouTube career in public? So, I initially was not a fan of, like I said before we answered this question, I was not a fan of it initially. But I accept the fact that what she is doing here is it makes her happy, it is an escape for her, and I support it 100%. So if that means that I have to get outside my comfort zone to be more open and in the public eye and, you know, kind of letting that guard down a little bit, I support it. So, and that's also a reason why I'm trying to kind of delve more into it, like I mentioned in my Instagram, because it shows a commonality between us that we can share, you know, helps strengthen the relationship. It's already pretty strong. It makes her happy, and 2, it's not bad that it makes a little bit of an income, so that helps a lot. I support it. The only thing that I have a problem with sometimes, if her and I will get into conversations or arguments about, is when it takes away from being with the family. I feel that it's important that we put all the technology down and let's have time as a family. That's my biggest issue with it, is finding that cohesive balance with this. And it's hard because it is a source of income for us now, and it makes her happy. So that's my priority, is to keep her happy. But sometimes I like to have just her attention and her time, and not watching something on TV and I look over and she's constantly in her phone. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, will you put the phone down? And then she gets mad at me. And then it's even more hypocritical when I'm on my phone and she's looking at me, getting furious at me for being on my phone. I'm like, what?
We both hate each other being on the phone, man. But yeah, it's hard. He's super supportive and I love him for that. That is super romantic that he supports me in this endeavor of mine and just being here. He knows that it makes me happy, like he said. But yes,
because like she says, there's been some interest level in my involvement in her videos. So
I told him that you guys have been saying put Joe in more of your videos. We like to see Joe in the
I'm
videos.
gonna put myself out there. If it helps her, I'll do it.
He's always willing. If I wanted to do a challenge video or something, I'll present it to him, and I don't have to be oh, for sure he's gonna say no. I've been telling him for months now, can we do a Q&A? And he's always been yes, whenever you want. And now is when we finally sat down to film one. So he's always on board, and I love that he's willing to participate. But it's hard to find a balance between when you do work and when you put the phone down and when you don't work, especially when you do work like what I do, because during the day sometimes I can't get work done with the kids. So then it's okay, I can only do some work after the kids are asleep, but then I have to spend time with him and do other things. So it's that balance that we talk about. But I think that we communicate pretty well about when things are bothering us so that we can, find a way to fix it and keep it from getting worse.
How does he feel about you taping him? He's so hard to read. I'm hard to read?
I think you're pretty hard to read.
Great. I like to be hard to read.
I like this one. How does it feel being a gringo
in a Cuban family?
Cuban family.
With her direct family, I think it's awesome. I feel out of place with
the extended family?
The extended family. Yeah, I feel like a fish out of water.
The American Southern guy.
Yeah,
and this loud Cuban family.
I'm over in the corner and
just eating some croquetas and some pastelitos. You like the food though?
I do. How are you guys handling finances during the pandemic? We're not spending any money. We're not going out. Finances are great.
We are spending money.
We are.
So let's just say we are spending money, but we're spending less money than we used to. And we're handling our money pretty well. We're very blessed, and I'm planning on doing a whole finance series here soon because a lot of you guys have asked for it. We're in a good financial position. We've been very disciplined with our money for the last few years, and we're in a pretty good spot. And I plan on sharing some tips and advice that we've kind of learned along the way. But thankfully, Joe still has his job. I'm bringing in money from YouTube. So all of the views and the support, it means the world to me that you guys are here and you guys hang out with me all the time. It means the world that I can have this outlet and it also be a form of income. So we're doing good, and we hope to be able to be in a place where we're doing so good that we can bless even more people and help others in need. So yeah, we thank God every single night that, you know, we're doing okay.
88 Thornberry says, "You are one sweet couple." Thank you. I like this one. So I'm gonna hit this one.
Which one?
So, faith as a couple. Are either of you religious? I did not grow up with religion. It's not that I'm atheist. It's just that, or agnostic or whatever. It's that I did not grow up. My parents never went to church when I was born, after I was born. I was baptized or christened, whatever. You know, it was that.
You were baptized.
Baptized. What says christening on the thing? I was baptized, but you know, based on what my mother and my father said, they used to be churchgoers, but then, you know, with their business, it's just time and everything and kids and family. So both of my brothers, my siblings, are 10 and 11 years older than me. So a lot had changed over that period of time. But things have changed with regard to faith. I'm really starting to realize how important it is for our kids. So I'm really trying to get very much involved in understanding it. And it's hard for me because I was really intimidated by it, honestly, because I just don't know it. So things that I'm not, you know, knowledgeable about or know about intimidate me and kind of make me fearful.
I grew up Catholic, by the way, so I grew up going to church every single Sunday, and I have that religious background. Jesus, God, Mary, like I grew up with that background. And when I met Joe, like he knew that I was Catholic, but it was just something that like didn't bother him, but also didn't really like interest him too much, I guess I would say. So I took him to church like a couple of times, but it was never like our thing to pray together or pray as a family or anything like that until literally like a few months ago that we started praying together as a couple. And I think that it's done great things for our family. I think that it is important. And he reads the Bible to Riley every night now as part of their routine, the little kids Bible that she has. And I think that you guys both enjoy that.
Yeah, just my personality. You know, I tend to be really focused on controlling my environment with everything that has been going on lately with the pandemic and the climate in the world today. You know, what's going on and what is being pushed out there. It really was, you know, getting to me. Me wanting to try to maintain and, you know, wanting to really have control, to me, it's not up to me. My plan is set by him, and it's hard for me to, I want to get to a point where I fully just give myself to him. You've got a plan for me, and however that plays out, it plays out. I'm going to do the best I can, do the right things, and do it the way that you would want humanity to do things and to be a good person, because I see people have that mentality, and it's just, I want to have that, honestly, because I'm just tired of worrying about things that I can't control.
I think it's important for him. Like, I haven't pushed this on him. I've kind of let him explore that on his own, and it has made me really happy that he has wanted to have more of a faith, I don't know, more like part of his life, because I pray every night and it's always been a foundation of mine, but I don't want to push that on anyone, and I still don't want to push it on anyone. I don't push that on anyone here on my channel. I just tell you guys how I feel, and at least personally, I feel like our children need a good solid foundation, because the world that we live in needs Jesus. The world that we live in is freaking crazy, and I think that it's important to teach them good values, good morals, so that they can be good people. And you know, like, that's the future of our world. So we're gonna be teaching our kids some faith principles and, you know, praying to them, and hopefully one day we'll get to take them to church. Like, we haven't taken them to church only because of
when we came here, we wanted to be, you know, go to church and start going to church regularly, and we just haven't had the ability to do that.
Yeah, but it's been a much bigger part of our life as of lately, and we're really happy that it has been.
Advice for first-time dads. My hubby is great, but struggling a bit. You're gonna struggle, go with the flow.
That's good advice.
Just go with the flow.
That's what I try to tell you, though.
Play the cards as they're dealt, I guess, is a good analogy.
Just do whatever your wife tells you to do.
Keep your wife happy, whatever the cost, because if she's not happy, your life is not going to be happy at all. So do everything in your power to keep her happy, and to go with the flow.
And I would say
and
the same.
roll with the punches.
Yeah, roll with the punches. But I would say also like the same thing that I always tell first time moms, like give yourself grace. Like you're not gonna get it right all the time. It's the first time that you do it. Even the second time that you do it, you still don't have all the answers and you're not gonna be perfect and you're gonna mess up. And you just gotta like pick yourself back up and keep going with it. And you know, that's really all that parenthood is.
Does Joe like his nickname Dada? I love that nickname.
You like Dada?
I don't like Hey Hey.
Riley's lately been calling him Hey Hey because she says that she's Moana. No, she says I'm Moana, she's Maui, and he is Hey Hey.
Yeah.
He doesn't like being called a chicken.
I'm not the chicken.
How did you know that you were ready for baby number 2? We had no idea what was in store.
I mean, you were ready.
Yeah.
I mean, you were like, okay, it's time.
Yeah, I was more ready than he was when it came time to try for baby number 2. I was the one pushing it like, okay, come on.
And that was very stressful for me.
Yeah, I have a couple videos like on like the mental stressors of trying to conceive. I'll try to link them down below so you guys can watch them, but I kind of talk about how that did put extra stress on our relationship because I really, really wanted baby number 2. And Joe is more like, if it happens, it happens, you know, just get off birth control and then, you know, we'll see what happens. But I was more like, okay, well, I'm fertile on these days and, you know, like get in the bed, we need to make a baby. And that was stressing him out. So it's not easy, but I did know that we wanted to have baby number 2 because I wanted them to be very close in age. Riley had just turned 1. So as soon as she turned 1, I was like, let me get off the birth control and then we can try. And then 3 months later I got pregnant.
Sophie, you're asking some very personal questions.
Yeah, let's skip some of those.
Okay. I would answer it honestly, but she's not comfortable.
You guys ask a lot of questions about sexy time. It's inappropriate. So this person asked, how has the move been for Joe? So how has the entire experience of moving from Miami to Virginia been for you, honestly?
I feel it was a success. I'm really happy about that. But it was a lot for me, more than I expected, I guess is a good way to put it. I
like
always,
mentally, you mean?
What mentally, yeah. I always have considered myself to be a very mentally strong person. I've gone through some pretty crazy things in my life, and I always consider myself to kind of be able to kind of take things as they come and, you know, get through it mentally good. Everything was good up until the point that this pandemic hit. It was kind of that, like I said, there was that control thing where
It's like everything is suddenly out of your control.
because I don't have the answers.
Yeah.
Because I kind of have that expectation that I'm the one that is the protector in the family, the shield to keep you and the kids safe from any and everything that the world could throw at us.
And then suddenly
And this
you don't know what to
pandemic
do.
hit, and it was questions that couldn't be answered. That was a tipping point for me mentally. I started to have a lot of physical effects that I never felt before and that worried me.
Like physical effects of stress,
Of anxiety.
of anxiety.
Yes.
So Joe has been going through a lot of anxiety, just like I have. So don't think that postpartum anxiety and just anxiety in general is just like a girl thing. It can very much be a guy thing too. And I mean, Joe is a
I'm not scared to say it.
Guy.
I'm an open book. If you ask me a question, I'm a very direct person. Sometimes I'm too direct. This situation has been a lot, and we're in a good place, honestly. You know, we're very blessed, and it could be so much worse. And I can't imagine how some people are dealing with the current circumstances that they're going through with everything going on. Feeling the way I felt isn't great. I'm taking a very low dose antidepressant to help with my anxiety. I'm talking to a counselor.
And there's no shame in that either.
I'm not shamed by it.
I think a lot of people would benefit from talking to someone because these are crazy times that we're living in right now. And there's a lot of things that we've just gone through. Like we now have 2 babies. We did an entire move.
I mean, think about it.
Cross country.
I just live like exactly. You know, you asked that question. I house hunted by myself without her.
Yeah.
Stress number 1.
There's a lot
Found a
of
house,
stress.
bought it. She never stepped foot in it.
Yeah. Did all the renovations.
Renovated it, and basically unpacked it.
Yeah.
So that I can make the transition for her, because I knew how big of a move this was for her, and I wanted to try to make it as seamless and as
And you
easy
did a
on
great
her.
job. You did a really good job.
Stress number 3, we just had a newborn, so you know, stress number 4, and we have our, you know, great daughter. To get here, to make the move, the transition, to have this pandemic hit, everything goes on lockdown, and everything that we were looking forward to make this transition easier, going to church, going out and doing the things that we've been told this whole time that are great things to do in Virginia. There's so much to do here. There's so much great things to do, outdoor stuff, which we enjoy. You know, there's gonna be so much more to do. You're in such close proximity to the, you know, to DC. There's so many things to do. The kids are gonna have a blast. Her mom is gonna be coming to visit us every month.
We're gonna fly
it's a
my
2-hour
mom up.
flight. It's
Yeah.
a cheap flight. We can do it every month. It's not outside the realm that we can't afford that. She can come up every month for a long weekend. We're gonna have some support, some breaks, some date nights.
Yeah.
Gone.
None of that has happened.
Never expected. And I'm teleworking.
Yeah.
I'm starting a new position, managing programs that are of national importance to our agency, being the point for those with my bosses, the people that run my agency. And I'm working from home.
It's been a lot.
Then the violence and the fear and you just, this everything going on is just, it's a lot.
Yeah. Actually, give me some more wine, please. I don't have to nurse Jackson until like 6 in the morning. So you know what? It's the most wine I've had in a while. So yes, it's been a very hard move, but our house is lovely. We have each other. We're all in good health.
Yeah.
So we're doing okay. But we're looking forward to things being somewhat better soon.
It can only go up from there.
Right, that's the only good thing. I mean,
it
I
cannot
hope.
get worse.
Let's not, like, knock
Well,
on wood. Knock on wood that it doesn't get any worse. Question for Joe. Did you get cold feet before the wedding?
No.
There was no cold feet.
No way.
I was already living with him. We were good to go.
Cut me.
I would have cut you if you had cold feet on our wedding.
Joe, do you like more Sith or Jedi? I'm a Jedi.
Jedi.
I'm a
Are you
Jedi.
excited for Jackson's room to be finished?
I'm excited about getting the opportunity to show my son the ways of the Force.
You're such a nerd.
You look so calm all the time. Do you the kids ever test your patience? Or have you ever lost your cool? I could probably think of 1, maybe 2 occasions where I've lost my cool with Riley.
I have like 2 a day.
Yeah, so I'm usually pretty cool, but I'm very calm amongst chaos, because you have to be, I guess. Thank God, you know, when we had our little accident with Jackson.
Oh my God.
If I was not calm and collected.
I can't. I have PTSD. I can't talk about it.
I was so happy when the 911 operator says, "Sir, you are being very calm in this moment. You're doing an awesome job."
For real, like, if Joe wasn't there...
But that's a lot with my line of work too.
Yeah, he has practice with that. But if Joe wasn't there, if Joe wasn't like the calm one when I was screaming at the top of my lungs...
She couldn't have dialed phone. She would never.
I don't think I would have even
talked to anybody.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. I would have just, like, I don't know, run up and down the street until I saw someone. Like, I couldn't even function. So in the midst of craziness like that happening, we're a good balance for each other.
I'll be
What are you gonna answer?
this one.
What's your favorite thing about being a girl dad or a boy dad?
This is gonna be completely honest and transparent.
I have no idea what
And
it is.
direct. I know, you're gonna be surprised by this. I'm actually a little scared about how I'm going to be with my son.
What do you mean?
How he's gonna see me. You know, I didn't play sports. I didn't play sports growing up. I didn't do any of that kind of stuff. So I actually am more scared about
Being a boy dad?
being a boy dad than I am being a girl dad. But
You're gonna be a great boy dad. You already are.
I hope so. I
You
hope
can do so
so.
many things.
I hope
You
so.
do all the things. You'll be fine.
You know, when I heard that we were having a boy, I can remember the first few weeks. I was just like, man, you know. I see like my coworkers and my peers, and you know, the ones that have kids, and, you know, baseball, and you know, really involved in that stuff. And I didn't grow up with it.
You can kick a ball. You can throw a ball. You'll be fine.
I hope so.
He's gonna be a great sports dad, and if you're not, that's also cool. Like, Jackson can also like do martial arts or other things, or play the guitar, or who said I love you first? You want to tell them that story?
I don't remember that story.
You don't remember the story of how and when you said I love you? It took him an entire year of us dating to say I love you. You don't remember that?
Mm-mm. Where were we?
We were at your apartment, but it took him an entire year, okay? Like,
it's an important thing.
I was used to dating guys, and like on the second week they'd be like, I love you. You know, like that's just how it was in Miami and dating all these Latin guys. It took him an entire year. I was so patient, so patient. Do you know what the significance is of my purple shoes?
Yeah, of course.
What is the significance?
The purple shoes?
Mm-hmm.
It was the, it was that fate-based thing that I did that kept us together, because if I had not done that, we would not be together. She would have broken up with me.
I was ready to break up with him that one day.
But I bought her those shoes.
And he bought me the purple shoes.
It changed everything.
And then I decided I couldn't break up with him on the day that he bought me shoes.
So
I'm so glad you did.
The Lord was watching over me that day.
He was.
Question for Joe, do you watch Kayla's YouTube videos?
He does not.
I don't as much.
But he should. He should give me a view.
I know. I try to give reviews, but there's just no time.
I know, he doesn't have time, and that's fine. Because most of the time he sees what I'm vlogging anyway. Question for Joe, what was your first impression of Kayla?
She was hot.
That was really it, that was it.
Well, that's the first thing that draws you to somebody.
I mean, we were at the gym.
Attractiveness.
That is not true, Joseph. Sometimes you see on the inside first.
How can I see inside you?
Joseph! Well, I'm hoping that you saw other things.
I want another baby in 3 to 5 years, but my husband wants a snip. What do you recommend? Is that a question for me?
I guess for both of us. I think you both have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, if you're really adamant about getting snipped, if like your husband's really adamant about getting snipped, but you really want a baby, I don't know, then that to me tells me that one of you really does not want to have a baby. And even when you really want a baby, it is still hard. So maybe you should
I've joked about it, but I don't think I would ever do it.
Hell yes you would. When we are done, you are getting snipped. Like, that is happening.
That's scary, man.
But I'm just not 100% sure we're done. Like 80% sure we're done.
Do you want any pets? Not right now.
But eventually.
Eventually, I'd love to have a dog.
What does Joe do? Is he Secret Service? Joe is not Secret Service.
No, I'm not Secret Service. I'm not in the CIA. I'm not Secret Service.
So what tips can you give other husbands for ways to help their emotionally stressed out wives?
Just be patient, I guess. Focus on their needs and desires in that point in time and just try to be supportive. I think one of the things that I have that seems to be something that I have the biggest struggle with her is that she seems to think in those times that I don't have enough empathy for why she is where she is or why she feels the way she feels. So.
Sometimes all I want is for him to acknowledge that what I'm doing is hard. Like, that's literally it. And like, he's a fixer, and I think a lot of guys are fixers, so a lot of times he wants to like immediately try to give me advice or tell me what to do, and sometimes I don't want to hear it. Like, all I want is for him to say, I'm really sorry that you had a rough day. I can imagine, like, it must have been a really rough day. Like, do you want to talk about it? Here's a hug. Like, that's literally all I want. Sometimes you do that now. Like, I think you've gotten better at it because I told him, like, hey, this is what I want you to do. But I think just sometimes we just need that person to just let us feel our feelings and not try to, like, I don't know, fix it.
Trying to identify what the problem is with your significant other, your wife, and do the best you can to make them feel better. And just also don't think that if you can't, that's a bad thing. Sometimes it's just, they're just in a bad place and you're not gonna be able to snap them out of it, but your continued support will help.
Joe, what is it like being married to an influencer?
It is a little inspiring.
I did not think you were gonna say that.
See how much it helps others. I've always kind of tended to be the one in my career, for example, because you only can control what you influence, right? So I only focus on things that are in my direct span of influence. In my previous position, I supervised a bunch of guys, and my focus was wanting to make sure they were, because it was all about them, honestly. and making sure that they were in a good place and happy and enjoyed coming to work and having a good time. So I enjoy that. I enjoy, like I told you, I just mentioned it before, putting smiles on people's faces and seeing how people like her and being an influencer and how supportive and how much it really does help people that are going through bad things. It's an inspiring thing.
Well, I wasn't expecting you to say that. But like on a daily basis, what does it look like? Is my phone attached to my hand?
It is.
Is my camera always in your face? Am I
It's not in my face, obviously. Everybody's like, I wish he was more, but it's not. It's just become part of life now. I don't really
I think it's just like normal now. Like he doesn't think I'm talking to him. Like he knows that I'm just talking to myself, talking to the camera. Like,
I have a problem with TikTok.
He doesn't like it when I TikTok, but whatever. Sometimes I do it in secret. But I think it's just a normal now. I've been doing it for so long. Like YouTube, I think I've been doing for over 2 years. But I've had my blog, like I started off as a blogger, like written words and pictures on my website. And that I've been doing for almost 10 years. So it's like a part of who I am. Like being online, being on social media, like that's part of who I am. So I think he's just kind of accepted that that's what I do and what I love. So
my only problem is that sometimes I just want her attention.
And that's fine. I will give you some more attention, I promise. Somebody actually asked, if you were an influencer, who would you be a brand ambassador for? Like what company would you be a brand ambassador for?
Dynamis, man.
For Dynamis, he's like obsessed with Dynamis. First of all, I would make you get sponsored by Yeti, because surely you guys saw in my other video that we have like 1 million Yeti.
There.
But Dynamis, tell them what Dynamis is.
So there's a company, they're based out of Virginia Beach, Dynamis Alliance. You know, the founder of the company, Dom Rosso, he's a former active duty military Navy. He was a Navy SEAL. Do a lot of different things. They do a lot of equipment and gear for those like-minded individuals that are into, you know, everyday carry. And he does a clothing line that is very focused on concealed carry. So for those that are out there that carry a weapon concealed and have a concealed carry permit for law enforcement, they do a clothing line that's pretty killer that I have a lot of. And a year ago he did a program that I'm very much put out there on my Instagram page with Armor Up.
You'd be Dynamis, Yeti I would make you, and then like Rogue Fitness would probably be another one, because like half of our garage, his like little gym that he built is Rogue. So those would be 3 good ones. Where would you guys go on vacay outside of America? We wanted to go to Ireland for my 30th birthday.
Yeah.
We were gonna plan that, but yeah, that didn't work out because of COVID. How many flies have you killed with your gadget?
15?
Probably 15 flies? No, come on, it's gotta be more than that.
That's
Well, we have had one become a pet.
Riley
got
that's like
one.
a new thing now. Can't tell her that they're dead because, well, actually they're not dying. It's funny that fly
I mean, they're
swatter
not
is
dying.
the most ethical thing in the world, because it like zaps them and it stuns them, and then but they're not dead, and then they come back to life and they start.
They
flying
come
around
back to
again.
life like zombie flies.
So if that don't get them out of the house immediately, they're back to reality and they're flying around the house again. So we got like either one, like I said, it's a humane little, you know, fly swatter, or 2, they're robo flies. And
They're robo flies. Okay, I cannot. So how long have you guys been married? We've been married coming up on 5 years. So this is what 5 years of marriage looks like, but hopefully we have many more years ahead of us, yeah?
till death do us part.
Till death do us part, babe. And I think that is it, you guys. It's 10:30 at night and I've been doing this for a very long time. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you enjoyed this Q&A, if you want us to do some more in the future, or other topics that you want us to talk about. We'll be happy to put those in the queue of videos to make. Thank you, Joseph, for being here. Thank you for being so nice, for supporting the channel.
I'm a nice guy. What can I say?
But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love you guys to pieces. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. What's the next part? Come on, you hear me say this.
Subscribe if you...
Yes?
What is it?
Subscribe if you're new.
If you're new.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.